There's no arguing the fact that a paver sidewalk or paver patio is absolutely gorgeous. But the looks, the beauty on top is only half of the story of what makes a paver project wonderful. In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the most important parts, and that is the base, what happens underneath the pavers that you install. I'm going to walk you through a recent installation of the hybrid paver system where we installed some Techo-Bloc Pavers. But before I really get into it, and you can see me going already, before I really get into it, find that subscribe button, click that, smash that button, and follow along as we do projects here at the Gardens. All right, well, the hybrid paver base system is a combination of the dense graded base, kind of the one that many are familiar with, crushed limestone, a solid class 5 where that's been fully compacted, and that of an open graded base system. Many of you will know that as a permeable system, a permeable paver base. I've already done a video on the hybrid paver base, and it goes into a little bit more depth than I will cover here. And I'm going to put a link to a card right up above. There it is. And that'd be worth watching and to get a little bit more on the paper vase on how I started that. But talking about this specific installation, one of the nice things about doing a hybrid base is you can kind of do it in phases. So the original solid dense graded base had been put in previous, and we had been using it, working in and around there just as kind of a gravel walkway. And it was time to put the pavers down. So I didn't have to do a lot of excavation or prep. I'd set it up so I could just add this to the top of the dense graded base there. So to put in, and what makes it the hybrid, is I've already mentioned kind of the two systems coming together. We put down a layer of number 57. So in the 3/4 inch clear granite, and that went down completely on the area. Where I'm matching a set of pavers that have already been installed, I dug out some of the crush that was there. Next, on top of the number 57s, we did number 8s or number 9s, you'd know them as, but that's a 3/8 inch clear granite. And so each time you put a little bit smaller granite chip on top of another piece of granite, it starts to choke it, so it fills up and gives you a nice lane bed. So the third granite chip to put down is we use a very small 1/4 inch chip that doesn't have any fines, but that 1/4 inch chip is the last to go down, and we trowel that into place. We're also using a small sand screed, as it's called, and doing all of our leveling, that final leveling, kind of freeform and matching the multi grade that we have going on there. So that small little 1/4 inch chip went down, and that was the final surface that we laid the pavers on. Important to remember that when granite comes off of the shovel and hits the ground, it is almost 100% compacted. So you don't have to come in and repack anything, and you don't also have to worry about this. Like when you're doing a dense graded and you're using just washed sand, you don't have to worry about any shrinkage or any of that settling. So the granite, when you trowel it off on that final one, you're going to get the elevation that it's going to stay at. So you don't have to set your pavers up any bit. They're not going to settle down anymore. Once that 1/4 inch chip is down, you can start to lay your pavers. So using Techo-Bloc here, the large slabs are a Tux by Techo-Bloc, the beige cream. And then we are doing a band here, a larger band of the Elena pavers. And those are in the Mojave beige. Nice little a contrast there. Kind of the fun thing was, Ben, this is his second time laying pavers, so if you saw him kind of double or triple or quad stack that edge, went back there and cleaned that up. Not a problem. And we're not doing a solid cut all the way around there, cutting each paver around in the trim. We're just doing a flow, and we'll use a polymeric sand that will allow for those little bit larger gaps, and you won't really see it once it's all done. So we did this paver project in two days. One day we got part of it done, and then another day we came back and did some more extension. Show you that in a little bit. As you can see, there is a edge restraint on there. We are using the PaveTech flexible edging. Very important to remember, even when you're doing the hybrid bases, that you need to have that base extend 10 to 12 inches past the edge of the paver. That will all get covered up with the final landscaping when the turf comes up to the edge, when the landscape bed comes up to the edge and the soil, that gets covered. But you do need that 10 to 12 inches for the spikes to hold in and keep your edge restraint in place. So I know I'm not the only one out there that's ever finished a paving project by turning on a few lights and maybe even a flashlight here and there. Important to remember also that you don't have to do an initial pack on the hybrid paver system, so it might save you a little bit of time because the granite's not going to be there. We're using the polymeric sand that we'll do one sweep in, and we will do the packing of that down, and then we'll sweep a second time to settle that all in. Watch that first video that I did about the hybrid paver base. I covered a little bit about, is the poly sand going to disappear into the open bed? I don't think so, but watch that video. I'll give you some more information. And so finish putting down the polymeric sand. We're going to do one last brush of the sweep of the polymeric sand off, a little air sweep, making sure that the joints are at the right level, and then we will do a wetting of the poly sand just like that. All right, gonna walk you through some still images of the extension. We just kind of did the same thing there. You can get a nice look of that, the number 8s and 9s. Those were the 3/8 inch chip, and going on top of the 57s right there. It works out really nice. Grade's really easy, and as I said, chokes off each time that you go in. Next, you'll see that there's the small little fines in there, and you can just get those rocks just perfect. Continue on laying the Techo-Bloc in there. Then we went from kind of a 12 by 24 slab down to a 12 by 12 slab, and then blended in the Elena. There you can see it. Man, that stuff looks really nice. Happy with that. And on the inside edge, we just did a single band, and we stayed with that 3-layer triple edge on the outside. So I've completed a couple of these hybrid paver base installs over the couple of years, and I haven't seen any visible failure of this system. And the pluses have been really, really nice just from being able to get a base set and finish it up. Would love to hear any comments, any questions. Leave them down down below. Leave a comment, and I'd love to answer them. If you've done a system like that, do that also. Just a reminder, been Glenn here at the workshop at the Gardens. Make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hope that you enjoyed this video about installing Techo-Bloc Pavers and Slabs on the hybrid paver base system. Thanks so much for watching, and enjoy.